Why doesn't life go our way? And how do we change that? At this moment in life, is life listening to what you think, considerate to what you feel, and in alignment with what you do? Have people and circumstances in your life embraced what you expect? Has the universe obeyed the logic and rationality of what you think, of what's going on in your mind? Is this life of yours the story and the movie that you imagined it to be? These are some of the questions I ask those who have plunged deep into the abyss of a negative mood state. When those with depression come to consult with me initially, they relate the circumstances that facilitate their melancholic state. Life threw at them a curveball regarding circumstances and relationships. As much as in the past they were getting through life quite fine, there was a point it all changed and it all became far too much. In answer to all those questions I asked initially, all shake their heads. Life is not listening to what they think, inconsiderate to what they feel, and definitely not in alignment with what they do. Life, in fact, has turned out quite unexpected. It is illogical, irrational, not their story, and definitely not the movie they had imagined. The story related is sad and depressing. The movie is one in which they are the victims. They, in fact, are playing a bit role in their very own movie. We may be fortunate enough to have a powerful and strong mind, be further bestowed with position, power, fame, fortune. We may choose to intimidate, manipulate, and coerce so that events suit us. Yet, life at some point takes its own course. As much as people may at times do what you want them to do, at other times they will behave with no heed to what's on your mind. The events, the results turn out quite contrary to what you had in mind. Like a stuck record though, the mind replays the story it wants in the hope of change. Yet reality is different. Eventually, giving up on its expectations, it has no place to go. With no answers or solutions, the mind stagnates, uncertain and indecisive, and feeling unsafe about the future. There seems to be no way out. The mind gets depressed, hitting the proverbial brick wall. It loses confidence and self-esteem in itself. It is overwhelmed, becomes anxious and fearful of the future, as it cannot trust itself anymore. No matter what the mind may think, feel or do with its body, there seems to be no predictable outcome, and it has no impact on life, and everything seems to go wrong. At this point, sometimes we feel that the whole world is conspiring against us. There's a slump in energy. We struggle to make it through the day. What then is the way forward? Rather than life listening, being considerate, and in alignment with us, it goes the other way around. We need to listen. We need to be considerate. And we need to be in alignment with life. Rather than people and circumstances embracing us, we need to embrace circumstances and the people in it. We need to participate in a story and movie determined by a life in obedience with the principles of life. We need to humble ourselves, engage and embrace this life and this universe in its entirety. We need to go beyond our minds and open up to the infinite awareness of all that life has to offer. Rather than having a one-tracked opinion of the mind, we need to be aware of the infinite potential that can and does exist. To allow for the ebb and flow that life offers. No matter how powerful and strong our mind is, the universe is infinite times more powerful and strong. No matter what we may think, feel and do, there is an infinite potential of responses life can offer to us. There is a far higher likelihood that life doesn't go our way. It's amazing, in fact, the little that seems to go our way. To embrace life and all that the universe throws at us, we have to detach and let go of our mind. Detachment means we do our absolute best, yet have no attachment to the outcome of what we do. We surrender with no expectations as to the outcome. We are then living in a state wherein we embrace life and all that it throws at us. It further means we have to detach from what we think, feel, and do. It is a challenging task, as our identity is inextricably interwoven with what the mind thinks and feels and what our body does. It means stepping back from everything single thought and feeling, challenging all our beliefs and convictions, examining them thoroughly, asking, are they really me or a perception I adopted? What is the value, you may ask, in detaching from our thoughts and feelings? What it does is that it opens up the universe beyond the world of sensory perception and what the mind thinks it knows. Since, as big as you and I are, as big as you and I may dream, recognize that the universe is bigger and dreaming far more bigger. As much as you and I perceive possibility, the chessboard of life is inundated with eternal possibilities. The potential we are capable of is minor in the greater scheme of potentialities. We need to humble ourselves and let go of all that we hold on to. Our limiting thoughts, perceptions and feelings, and take on a life and universe that is swathed in oceans of potential and possibilities. We then are living free and have embraced true freedom. Other than that, we are living as prisoners, slaves of our own mind. We are closeted then in a small predetermined box where every step is predictable. Live life in absolute freedom beyond the mind and its limits. Embrace the universe in absolute humility, and as much as it offers you, recognize there is absolutely more. Absolute humility means stepping away from all identities of the mind. As weak or powerful the identity of the mind is, it is absolutely minor in the greater scheme of what life and the universe has to offer. We are all just children starting again compared to the infinite awareness. Just like children, we need to learn to play again, to embrace a life far more powerful than you and I are capable of perceiving life to be. Our thinking and feeling and doing then is in alignment with life and the universe. We engage and embrace all that it has to offer. We have achieved then true authenticity with who we are beyond the identities that we have adopted from this external world. We are in total flow then with the universe. We have achieved a level of effortlessness. We are not then the thinkers feeling and doing. We are the conduit for what the universe thinks, feels and does. We are listening and participating in a far, far more powerful story, the story of life.